Good morning from the East Coast of the United States. I hope everyone on the West Coast has had time for coffee. Welcome to our friends and colleagues in Europe and Africa, whom we hope to be catching after tea, but before cocktail hour. And I believe we have at least a few families in Australia, New Zealand, and Asia who are setting their alarms in the middle of the night to be here with us today. And by today in Australia, I mean tomorrow. I'd like to introduce myself as a parent, just like all of you. I recently shared in a research meeting that I often feel as though I play a doctor on TV. My name is Christina Lockey, and I'm the mother of 4 children, including a 14-year-old daughter, Claudette, who has localized scleroderma. Some of you may know me from conferences, but probably more of us know one another from the Facebook group I moderate, Parents of Scleroderma Kids. If you aren't already a member, I encourage you to find us there, as it has been a convenient place for gathering support and sharing information. Scleroderma was not a word I had heard before my daughter's day of diagnosis over 5 years ago. But thanks to a doctor in the family, we moved swiftly through a process that I have since learned might have taken a year or 2. This is my none too subtle plug for the research survey that all of you should have received a link to by now on barriers to care. We will be spending more time on this later in today's program, but I want to emphasize how honored I was to be a part of the research project and process that led to this survey. It stemmed from a conversation with Dr. Suzanne Lee with us today, which turned into a rough outline and grew to include a group of highly dedicated physicians, researchers, and parents who've joined us here today. While I'm grateful for that specific opportunity, I'm far more appreciative of our pediatric scleroderma community's open embrace of patient-partnered research that is based on our patient families' ideas and priorities. Of course, none of this would be possible without the dedicated support of the Scleroderma Foundation. 3 months after my daughter was diagnosed in 2016, the Scleroderma Foundation held their first ever juvenile conference in Hackensack, New Jersey. Today marks our first ever virtual conference for families. And in July of next year, July 15th through 17th of 2022, we will return to our in-person juvenile conference this year in Bellevue, Washington. Through the past 5 years, I've been honored to join the Scleroderma Foundation on its advocacy trips to Washington, D.C., attended conferences, and partnered on many efforts towards serving our community through education, support, and research. And never have those efforts in juvenile research been greater than they are today. This year, and again next, the Scleroderma Foundation has earmarked $500,000 for juvenile research. That will be $1 million towards finding a cure for our children. I now sit on the board of directors of the Scleroderma Foundation and can honestly say that our dedication to serving the pediatric community grows with each meeting. Soon, we will launch our new Scleroderma Foundation website, which will have a section dedicated to juvenile disease. And on that, and so many other fronts, I want to specifically thank Carrie Connolly and Angel Soto here today from the Scleroderma Foundation's national office. Their patience, diligence, and unending efforts on behalf of our community cannot be overstated. And while I may be thanking the Scleroderma Foundation, I'm actually thanking you all, because the foundation is nothing without a strong community. Every time you gather for a walk at one of the Scleroderma Foundation's annual walks or start a social media fundraiser, your donations are opening the door to a cure. And I speak for the entire community when I say thank you. We would not be gathering without you. That's it.